We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching.
Nutty.
Welcome to Hoardcast, a Hoard Illuminati podcast. It's Adam, Greg, and special guest Matt today. Christel will be joining us a little bit later for Star Wars. So let's get right into it. We've got a whole lot of stuff happening in digital cards this week. Greg and Matt, how are you doing?
Wonderful. Fantastic.
I'm doing so good. Oh my gosh, I'm doing so good.
Yeah, fantastic.
So good.
So
That's it, just so good.
yeah. I mean, it's riveting conversation.
I know. Sorry to give so much detail on how great I'm doing, guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's been another week in social distancing land where every day feels like a month, and we're all making it through as places start to slowly kind of reopen. We've seen all sorts of crazy stuff already, and hopefully everyone's being safe out there.
They're not.
No.
Good on Depot. Holy shit.
Well,
Flooding the beaches.
Being in Florida, you see the best and worst of people, and mostly the worst of people.
Mostly the worst.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, they had the local Mexican restaurant down the street from us shut down by the police because they were basically at full capacity like the first night instead of 25%.
Yeah, it's and it's crazy to see stuff like people pushing back against restrictions like please wear a mask in the store, and a security guy says you have to wear a mask to go in the store. Okay, fuck you, I'll come back and shoot you. Like that's your answer. It's really annoying, really maddening, and this thing hasn't gone away. Everyone's acting like it's gone. It's everywhere now. It's not like it was when it first started and it was one little patch in Washington. It's everywhere right now. Everywhere you go, it's everywhere. It's nuts. Frustrating.
Yeah. So everyone be safe out there and wear your mask, wash your hands, be smart. It just because all this stuff is, everything's reopening doesn't mean you be complacent. Be more diligent than ever.
Yeah. Well, I like the analogy somebody made that if I'm wearing a mask and you're wearing a mask, it's like if neither of us have pants and I start pissing, I'm going to piss on you. If I wear pants, less piss will get on you. If you have pants and I have pants, no piss will get on you. And that's really, think of it that way. You want to get a disease. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm happy to stay in my house. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was so hard this week. We had Teacher Appreciation Week at school. Yeah. I just want to hug all these teachers for what they're doing. It's so fucking hard. It's hard all the time. In person, it's hard. But this is even worse because they're getting none of these people do this job because they like kids and they like educating kids, and that's their, that's where the reward in their work. It's certainly not the pay that they get, which is laughable for what they have to do. So I feel so bad. I just wanted to give all these teachers the biggest hug, and I can't go within 6 feet of them. It's driving me crazy. Yeah. Just driving me nuts.
Yeah. Homeschooling first grade every day. That's what I'm doing.
Fourth grade's not much better. So
I can't imagine.
Well, fifth grade's super easy.
All right, good. I'll look forward to that.
No, I'm sorry, sixth grade. My kid's in sixth grade. Holy shit.
That's why fifth grade was so easy. It was last year.
I know. It just went by so fast. I forgot it even happened.
Yep. And Maryland closed schools now, so kids aren't going back at all. So it's done with.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. Let's talk about cards. That's something I can do all day in my chair while she's in school.
Yeah. I've got a lot of hard time.
Let's hop into Hoard updates. Matt, how are the Biker Scouts doing?
S6 Biker Scout, probably the same as the last time I was on. It's impossible to get trades for S6 anymore, but I still post. Let's see, outside of that, hoarding Robin Hood and Disney, and that's coming along real well.
Oh, yeah?
No,
how's that going?
I am, but it's. I think I have like 1,600 white. It's a pretty lazy hoard over there.
How many?
That's way more than I've got.
1,500.
That's a lot.
I don't know. My heart's not over there yet. It's okay.
Yeah, with Disney, I've been hoarding Wally really, really passively, and I think I'm at like 600 now. I don't. It's like you said, my heart's not in it.
Yeah, it's not. It's okay. It's a fun app. You go over there, you do some stuff, but it's not. I can't be in there like I am with Star Wars.
No. And Greg, any new old hoards? I know you picked up some Fat Clone Idiots and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get some FCLs. I'm like one away on the red hyperspace, which I'm kind of stoked about. I'd really like to put that one to bed. And a few have come in here and there. Rich has been working hard for me, pulling some of those down. But other than that, no, I was buying shit all week. Just, I like finished Space Paintings in Blue last night. Thank you, Matt, for the intro. Matt had done some deals with a guy months and months ago, to get some low count black Endors from a guy. And I was like, oh, I should look at his stack. See, and he had one blue space painting. The only one he had was the last one that I needed, which was the overall award. So Matt put me, hey, I know a guy who's looking for this card. Can he contact you? Sure. Real friendly guy. I got in touch with him, worked out a price. Boom. Done. Complete. Finished that.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
So
yep.
that's one I've been working on for a long time. Long time. That was harder than those 100 count SIGs, especially now because nobody's around that has that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a bitch of a time just getting the gold. One of the golds that I needed. Some of those space paintings are just tough.
Yeah, they're just not around. There's so many of them that are just sitting in deads, and so that And then I bought a set off a guy last night of gold vehicles. Those evolution vehicles.
Evolution ships.
Yeah.
Yeah, bought a set of those last night for a pretty good price. So I was really happy.
Which variant?
Gold.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
those were what, 50 counts?
All 50 counts, and then the award's a 13 count Falcon.
Jeez. That's nice to have in the collection.
Yeah, well, I've seen them and I like them. I mean, I don't know. I guess I love gold. I'm a gold member. I love gold. So, I've had a couple of them, and they kind of come through and go out. But I've always really liked that set, and I've got other variants. There's red and there's green and there's blue. There's a million of the goddamn things. I think it's like 16 plus the award, or maybe 16 with the award. It's a lot of cards. And I to be able to just get the whole thing all at once, usually I would have 15 of them. And then of course I'd buy it just to get the award. Not this time. I only had 2.
I mean, I'm guilty of doing that this week also. That was like, after we did, the Bounty Holocron, and then, we've been talking in our Discord about some stuff, and with the May the 4th on the way, we heard rumblings about, Bounty coming back, and I went and got the set on eBay, and I was 9 away, but I got 34 cards for the 9 I needed, because it was the same price.
Did you trade any of them? Were they hot during, since they came back?
No one asked for them.
Oh boy.
But
yeah, I think I have an extra set of those too. I have a complete extra set that we bought, that collection had them. Mm-hmm. And I kind of looked around to see if anybody was looking for the old ones, and they were not. Usually that resurrection will bring back the heat on an old set like that, but not.
Yeah, I'd still like to track down the purples, the special low count purple bounties from back in the day, but eventually they'll find the way home.
Yeah, well, the Boba Fett's the tough one. If you get the Boba Fett, then go for it, and just don't even think about the Han that exists.
No, because it doesn't look the same. So
it doesn't jive. Most people don't even realize that it's part of that set.
Yeah, because it's a base.
Easier not to think about them. Yep.
Yep.
But for me, the hordes, it's been such a weird, slow week in the app outside of May the 4th. For hoarding and such, I have picked up some numbers, but I hit 15,000 this week. I'm at 15,241, but it was only whites that were moving this week. All the other colors were stagnant. I mean, that's fine. I've got plenty of them, but the blues are still 66.50, reds 45.20, greens 17.64, and oranges 11.22. So I picked up like 11 oranges this week. Not much, But I did, get a few hundred more white to get me over that 15,000 hump. So something.
Yeah, that is something. It's any progress is something.
Yeah.
That's just true of life.
And kind of in the fun side hoard stuff, I picked up the 66th S5 Christmas Dooku. And I also
really?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And I hit 50 of the connections, the Dooku and the Solar Sailor. And I picked up a second 2015 Monument.
Oh, yeah, nice. I saw you got that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. That was good.
From old B Diesel. So
Old B Diesel. He's quite a guy on our Discord. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done.
Yeah,
That's the guy I did a bunch of cross trades and sold a bunch of Marvel to. He's kind of a baller.
Yeah. So I traded some Marvel to him for it, and everyone walked away happy. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to grant him full baller status.
Not just kind of.
Yeah, not just kind of a baller. He's a full-on baller.
Yeah, I guess that's what the B stands for.
Yeah, exactly. Old baller Diesel.
So, so let's jump into the various apps. Let's talk Disney Collect. So who wants to take this one?
I didn't do any of it. How about you, Matt?
I've been in it. I did, let's see, the Princess Charisma. I did those. So
I did too.
Yeah, that was the one with the tilt, right? That was the tilt one.
Yeah.
Yep, and the comic. And I had crazy good luck pulling the tilts. They were just, man, the first 3 days, I think I pulled the tilt, which was a 1 in 30. I pulled that in the first or second pack for the first 3 days. And then the fourth day ate me alive. I went 50 packs and didn't get coins. So then I switched to crystals and just bought it with crystals.
Well, I hope you posted these odds are bullshit.
Bullshit. I'm so mad about this.
You're legally required to go into the fan feed and go, this is fucking bullshit.
It's fun if you actually on Disney, and I do the daily, which I every day I stop doing.
You've been cursing yourself on that set for
no, I still do it, and so I do it, and every day I do it, and then the best is when you go and you get it, and then you can look at the feed after, and then every day people just post how many packs it took when they just bitch about it. It's like, and some people say, well, first pack, and then of course you got the people that are like, oh, this is bullshit. It took me 33 packs. It's a 1 in 10. This is awful. So anyway, there's that. And then let's see, what else was in Disney this week? There's that, and then they did. Oh,
they had that retro set. Yeah,
the retro set came out yesterday. It was yesterday, Friday. So I went and did that. It was easy enough to do.
That was one of those box things that has the motions and stuff like that. I was excited by the name of it, but I hated the background on those ones that it's like that chintzy, you know what I'm talking about? That chintzy foil effect. Look, it just looks. They look like those stickers that used to come out of gumball machines. It just looked like shit. They were like those bootleg stickers. I don't like that background. I didn't really care for.
I agree. I hate
something an old man set, and it was not that.
No, I expected when it said retro. Yeah, old man set. No, and it looked like
sepia toned, colors and. No, it was not.
What was that set that was? There was a set in Star Wars that's like that. They're like these, I don't know, super deformed cartoon looking.
Oh, I forget what they call them. They almost look like the Funko Pops.
Yeah.
There's one of those gildeds on eBay.
And they're gilded, and the gildeds just sit because
they're horrible. Somebody tried to trade me one of those, the Vader gilded on that. I was like, no, that is.
I had the R2 offered to me a number of times for a while too, and I'm like,
that's one of the better ones because R2 really doesn't have a head. I mean, it doesn't have a head that's this fucking big.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Man, so that was the retro Mickey. That was easy enough to throw together. Damn it, it's gonna eat me alive trying to think of that Star Wars set now. It's garbage.
What's funny is with that Princess Charisma, we talked about that showing up last week, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do it, and of course I did it.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I'm gonna do the comics. The comics look kind of cool. They're 1 in 10. That's the easy one, and the first 3 days, I'm like, cool, got the comic, I'm done. I'm not going to worry about this tilt card, whatever. The fourth day, I think, third or fourth day, was Merida. And I pulled 4 tilts before I pulled the 1 in 10 comic.
Damn.
And I all right, I guess I'm going to trade back into these.
Nice. And did it work out?
Mostly.
Nice.
It's usually pretty easy to do that if you get, and it's like that last day too. Last day, nobody ever wants to pull anything on the last day. I don't know what that is. I
Well, I
pulled
pulled
enough.
that
I'm not
last
pulling
day one.
anymore.
If I would have pulled 2 of the last day, it would have been simple. But I needed the Tiana, and there was like everyone just wanted an arm and the leg for it. They're like, oh well, they'll send you the worst fucking trades there, like multiple like Christmas motion cards, and I'm like, no.
Was that
Your
the
4
first
stars
card
are
in the
showing.
set or something, or why were they trying to bone so hard on it, or was that the last?
I don't know. It's probably because no one wanted to pull Tiana or something. I don't know. It was the second day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder if it's racial.
Must be. That must be.
I wasn't gonna say that.
That's all. I'm always going to address the elephant in the room there, because it always feels like any character of color is the one that nobody pulls.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything, Finn Monuments.
that came in at 0.
Yeah.
But they're the worst traders over there, and they're starting to bleed into Star Wars. But they really are bad over there. Anything you post anything that makes your fan name show up in the feed, look out. You're done.
Tier for tier, follow back.
That's it. Yeah. Follow. What's this bullshit about people wanting followers? Like,
no, is this Quid? It's turning into Quid.
Follow back. Fuck, kiss my ass.
I'm coming up on my 100th follower.
So ridiculous. Let's see.
My 100th follower will get a bar of soap with a prize in it.
It's so stupid. They did. Disney did the paperback thing too. The crap.
Oh yeah. The meldables.
Yeah, that's right. And so they look like those Mead composition notebooks.
Yeah.
So
not Trapper Keepers.
No Trapper Keepers.
And
I had one of those.
We hate them.
So,
I still have that
cool.
slam set locked. Trapper Keeper set.
Yeah.
No one's taking those.
Nice.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
It's a good way to
Build
get
a
rid
couple
of
of commons and then get your composition notebook with a bunch of stickers and shit on it.
Yeah, it's a good way to get rid of junk commons. So
yeah, all those what were the ones that still show up in the
man,
wishes?
Yeah, those Zootopia ones that
those Pinocchios. Jesus Christ, I have so many of those Pinocchios still to meld. I went ham on that set. I have so many comments from that set. So I should go get me a set of those paperbacks.
I will say
Zootopias right now.
At least they're doing something so people can get rid of that trash.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is good.
So you want to talk Marvel?
Yeah, I looked in on it. Most of my contact with Marvel is basically what I get secondhand from Broken Name, because
that's it. I talked to him.
He's up on that stuff, and he's talking about this and talking about that. They had some kind of foul ups, bleeps, and blunders this week, as per usual, because it is a Tops app. They had the Moms of Marvel for Mother's Day, which is early. They dropped it like in the middle of the week. I think it was like Wednesday.
They could have waited till tomorrow.
Right, yeah, you could have waited till Mother's Day for that, so all the moms would have something to. Oh, honey, look! Oh, I love this card you sent me. It's beautiful. But they fucked up the first 12 minutes. Aunt May wasn't in the drop, so anybody that got in early and just threw like mad at it got full refunds on the deal.
That's a classic move there.
And Aunt May is not a mom. I don't know if she's an aunt. It's not.
It's
Mother's Day. Oh, she's been like a mother to me. Okay, cool. Well, I guess she counts then.
Yeah, Peter Parker didn't have any cousins, right? Not from Aunt May that I know of.
If I was Peter Parker, I'd been like, "Hey, wow, it's Mother's Day. How about that?" I'm not giving her shit. It's like, "Oh, Peter, well, you're my aunt." I wish my mom was alive on a day like this. I wish I knew what she was like. So yeah, actually, I think in one of the storylines there was like they do shit and they retcon stuff all the time. I think there was actually a storyline at one point where Aunt May actually was Peter Parker's mother. And that awesome. Because of the times, that it was he was born out of wedlock. Which makes Spider-Man a bastard. Spider-Man's a bastard. Yeah. So, but they probably retconned that. I'm pretty sure they had a storyline that storyline at one time that it turned out it actually was his mom, but who the fuck knows? People die and come back to life all the time.
They'll just reboot it. They could just reboot.
So,
Yep.
but that was that, and then they did the Dragon Tamers.
Yeah.
Looked like a cool
Lion
set.
Tamers. You've heard of Lion Tamers? Well, these are Dragon Tamers. They tame the dragons.
It did look like a cool set. I thought about doing it, but I didn't because
I have no
don't
coins. I
anything
started doing the other set that we're going to talk about in a moment here, the Black Widow, and I just ran out of coins. I can't. No coins.
Yeah. The phrase that sticks in my mind is Matt's broke as a joke. I never have any fucking coins in that thing. Anytime something pops up, like I'll have like 120K and I'll throw a bunch at it, and I'm like down to like 60K. I'll throw like half of it and I get nothing. And then boom, there I am again, back at 60K, climbing back up, It sucks, man. I fucking hate that app.
It
really don't like it.
Never could I be so coin poor in an app, and I've over 1 million, like 1.2 million in Disney, and I fucking buy everything in Disney, and I can't get anything out of Marvel. I mean, they're so tight, they're so cheap with their coins. It's go on my weekly tangent about it, but I'm not.
It's not fun. Well, and then plus, a lot of people are talking about how they're, they don't have any. There's like nothing coming out with any rarity at all. Everything, there's no set locks of anything. We're seeing the same thing in Star Wars too. That seems to be this overarching philosophy of not having a locked count on stuff. And they just haven't had anything low count in like those first editions that were so hot, which were infuriating. They sold out in seconds, but it was, at least it brought some excitement into the app. All the stuff now is everybody wins. Here's your participation award. People aren't too happy about it, especially the ones that have been around. These old timers that have been there for a whole year. Wow. Because they just had their 1 year anniversary. So, they're like, oh man, back in the olden times.
Kids don't remember what it was like.
Ridiculous. So.
Well, I mean, think of how we did the same thing in Star Wars at the end of 2015. And that it was like 6-7 months at that point. And we're like, all these new people coming in. Once the Android people came into the apps, it's like, we've been here forever, like a span of like 3 or 4 months. I mean, it's
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That's right.
what's funny now is we're seeing in the trade feeds for other apps, people cross-trading saying, looking for old Disney. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Looking for old Disney. It's like, what, 2 months ago?
The vintage, really old stuff from like Christmas time.
Yeah, Christmas time. Yeah, that's what because I remember when it dropped and where we were and what we were doing, and it was like November or something.
Yeah, well, because I mean, the hottest shit is those Frozen Motions, and those came out right around the time the movie came out, which was around November. So that's how old that stuff is, and that's their vintage Han is that Frozen Motion set.
It's that Frozen Motion set.
Those stupid gargoyles or whatever they were.
I should have gone to those. I knew those gargoyles were going to be solid, because that's one of those cult favorites.
Yeah.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, I see a lot more people looking for the vintage or the Frozen Motions than I do the gargoyles, but whatever. So,
Vintage Elsa.
None of it has much value anyway, so.
True.
Just start calling it Vintage Elsa.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
Vintage Anna.
And then the Black Widow set, I looked at that, but apparently it has a lot of reused, or it has reused art. They're doing that a lot now. I wonder if they're not using some of this third-party stuff like they've been doing at Star Wars, that they have.
Probably.
They have some kind of studio that's doing stuff for them. Just fill in these. Here's the frames. Here's the stuff. Fill in the crap, scale, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Broken Name was posting side by
this
side.
shot, and then it's zoomed, and it's the same shot clearly. They just zoomed in and focused.
I mean, we saw that in Techno Galactic in Star Wars, where it was the exact same card. They just put a different border on it, and it was even the same set name. It's like, guys, we have this app, and you could look for these things. And the excuse is always, it's just so much work to look for a card. What do we do every day we play that?
By popular demand.
Well, we would look it up, but blind trade doesn't work.
Here's the same cards you bought before. By popular demand. You loved them once.
We would look it up, but this character's name is too hard to spell, so fuck it.
Yeah, well, they get that wrong a lot, too. Or just the wrong character. Poor Chief Bast.
Yeah.
Chief Bast, finally.
Yeah, they got that fixed.
Yeah.
And then
did they ever? I guess the black blot that was still. So
yeah.
That was all just the card was okay.
Yeah, the card was okay.
Yeah.
But
The one relief I have on Marvel Collect now is that the in detail, or what I call the incorrect detail set, is now over. So that isn't there to piss me off every week. So thank you to Time for going in one direction, and that being over, so I don't have to fucking rage about that this week.
Well, you know what they replaced it with? They replaced it with that homage.
the
color.
homage set.
Yeah.
Oh, those
Which,
are cool. I actually
yeah.
kind of like that.
The
I
card
picked
looks
the first
cool.
one. The odds aren't rough on them. I actually did get the
Nothing.
first one. I think some of that stuff looks like Alex Ross. It's funny they wrapped Alex Ross original art, but it feels like they've still got a bunch of that stuff around, and they're just gonna keep it. It's a go-to. It should be a go-to for him because
Yes, he does nice stuff.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So,
Yeah, so that's what they replaced it with. It's uncapped. I think it's rare. It's in the 6,000s. I think last time I looked. I don't know.
It's
Something.
high count. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real high count. Whereas
Like
in
every
detail
year.
was rolling in at 900 or 1,000 because of the cost and the odds and everything.
yeah, they're
They
really
replaced it with this.
loosening up on the counts and odds on stuff. It now still feel broke, but maybe if it's easier to pull, it won't be as bad. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that satisfying as of yet. We'll see.
Nope, I'm always broke over there. So
Yeah, me too.
So, Greg, what's happening in Neonmob?
Well, let's see. We forgot to mention Slam, because Slam's
yeah.
got a pay-per-view this weekend with the Money in the Bank. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you've got a bunch of coins saved, I don't. I just blew all mine on the VIP SIG that just came out a week or two ago. So I'm broke as hell. But this is one of those ones where I might actually get some money back, because that's one of those ones where you're pulling and sometimes you hit a card that actually pays you more. That's what
With the cases, right?
Yeah, the suitcases. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be something where I can get my balance back up over there, but I don't know yet. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And that was really it. Neonmob. The big news for us as a group is our friend Monkey Vein has a set coming. He actually he put it up for vote, and he's got a set called Line Color Fill, and that's going to be coming out on May 21st. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yep.
I think collectively as a group, we should all be there at 3 p.m. when that drops and pull as many number ones as we can, and then send them to our friend Monkey so he can get his whole set of his cards. And
I think that's
be a
awesome.
lot of fun for him.
That'd be
It's a
cool.
nice looking set, really cool art. I didn't even know he was an artist. I had no idea that he did art or anything. It's a really nice looking set.
It is. It's pretty cool. That's exciting. That's really exciting.
It's kind of simple, but it's interesting. It's I like it a lot. It looks very polished. I see a lot of stuff on Neonmob, especially from first timers, that really kind of look rough. This one really looks very polished and finished, nice craftsmanship. It really is a good looking set. So I'm gonna collect it. Fuck you guys. I'm gonna collect it. You can't stop me. I'm gonna fucking collect it. Okay.
All your carrots go to Monkey Vein.
Yeah, there you go. So watch for that, and that's really the big thing. I still haven't worked out a time to get with Joe Waltz, but I think we may actually do video. I was like, hey, if we do a profile, you could do the video like we're doing on the podcast and illustrate some of the stuff you're talking about. If you have new sets to show, you can share images and stuff like that. So he's cooking on that. He's a cool guy. So I'm looking forward to getting together with him soon. And that's it for
Very
Neonmob.
cool. Awesome. And as we turn our attention to tarot cards, it's really funny because we were talking about hunting grounds, and like 2 hours later,
I know. I was like, God damn you, Adam! Look what you did. Look what you did.
What's funny is Previn, the developer at Tarot Cards, he came to me a couple hours later. He's like, I had this in the pipeline. It wasn't you guys. It's like, don't think it was because I had this worked out. But yeah, they did the Clownado hunting grounds, and it was up for a while. It was like 2 days.
48 hours.
Yeah.
They had all these cool poster cards.
Yep. Yeah,
I was thrown because I didn't know how long it was going to be, and I dumbass didn't look at the news on the thing, because there was also a competition involved with that too. If you basically, whoever had the highest win percentage at the end of the deal with the most games and all that good stuff the top 5 were gonna get an exclusive signature version of one of the posters, and so it's a 5 count card, really rare in tarot cards, and even for the land of super rarity, it's very rare. And I completely like didn't fucking pay attention until like the next day. And then I was like, oh shit. And I'm like trying to get there. And then I didn't realize that I was fucking up. Usually in hunting grounds, you can go in, oh shit, their scores, they've got too much shit. They're going to kill me, and back out. Well, and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, in this one, if you backed out, you took a loss.
Yeah. And what's interesting too is you can't really see their, I think he hid the scores now.
You
So
never
you just
see the score. You never see the scores anymore before you go in. So you have
so
to
what I would do is I just go, okay, I'm picking someone without an avatar.
right. Yeah. Those, and then the ones that have like 1,000 numbers at the end. So it's clearly somebody's alt. You go after that, and they've got like one new
Life
card.
1, offense 2.
Yeah, exactly. Life 3. So the first hit, they're, dust. But I didn't do that, so I got ruined. That's my note on the agenda.
I had done pretty well for a while, but
yeah, I was nipping at Mario Chero's heels for a little bit, and then I realized numerically there was no fucking way. I was like, I had 30 games. He had like 60 games, and he was way ahead of me. And then Matt was actually in the top 5 for a bit.
Just for a minute.
Yeah, he went for a walk with his family, and that was that. Those guys are devoted on there.
Oh yeah. I guess
it was funny. I was doing really well, and I'd be like, I hadn't lost any, and you come back a couple hours later, and you're like, 3 losses.
Yeah.
And like the losses just kept piling up from people picking mine.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too, that they'd go after you, and if they beat you, then you took a loss. Because I would go, I had the same thing. I'd look at my score, and then I'd come back a couple hours later and like, where the fuck did these losses come from? Oh, these fucking assholes.
Yeah.
They're attacking me.
Well, I had done 30 games. I had done 30 games, which was the minimum. So I did 30, and I won them all. So I was like 30-0. And then, like you said, I was like, oh shit, I'm in there. I'm at the top. And you're like, well, just don't lose. And I didn't look at it for a while. And then I looked, I'm like, well, what the hell? I got like, now I'm like 30-4. So I know people were finding me because they're like, oh, that bastard. He's
it's a good set. It was a good setup. I mean, the way it did it was very competitive.
Very
and like
cool.
you say, I think there was some trash talking in the feed and stuff like that. So it made it a lot of fun. Great job, Previn. Really, really cool. Really liked it.
Yep.
Even though it dusted.
What was crazy is I pulled like 10 or 12 of the posters, but I only pulled 2 of the posters ever. I had to trade you the third one that I needed. I just never pulled the third one out of the game. I had like 5 and 4 of one.
That was the one I had the most of. That was the one with just the single clown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. I kept pulling that. I kept getting that one over and over again. I hate that guy. I hate all that Clownado shit anyways. So, it doesn't hurt my feelings that I didn't win the, exclusive autograph, because it's not a property I care about. If it had been, Rigo or, God forbid, the Velocipaster, I'd have been pissed.
Yeah. Well, tell us about the Rigo. That's wrapping up, right?
Yeah, the last drop was this week, so that's done. And then you've got the Pandora version and the regular version of the costumes, which I'm doing both. And then this the characters, man, I don't know. I never do very well with characters. I pulled a bunch of the last one, which was Rigo, the monster. So I'll probably later in the week try to see if I can slap it together or not. They're also nice over there, so it's usually pretty easy if you have the numbers to get it done. Or people just, there's people that'll just, throw them at me for a white card. They're just nice. It's a nice community there. So I'm not stressing.
For sure. And then we had the second wave of Plaguers this week, the scenes and the letters.
And I was right. The letter was L. I'm pretty sure the next week's going to be A. Get ready.
Could be.
Maybe.
And then it'll get confusing. It's like, there's a U before the G or the G. I can't keep that all straight. I'll have to use fucking autocorrect to get that one correct. So it'll be interesting to see if they line up in the sheet, or if it's going to be alphabetical and it doesn't look right.
Alphabetical is a Star Wars tops move, so we'll see if they. I think Previn will do it right.
I didn't look at the sheet to see if the L comes after the P.
I haven't pulled the L yet.
I did. I did. Ha. You could tell me to go to L. Go to L, Greg.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing was the campfire, Tales from the Campfire or something.
Yeah, that's wrapping up, right?
That's on its last.
As well.
That's on its last one too.
It'll be interesting to see what the what the next properties are, and if anything's. I'm kind of broke because I've been throwing really hard at the Rego every week, because I like the costumes on those. Those are cool. So see what's next.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. There's always good content. So
I'm pretty sure there's another Rego movie. There's two of those. That one was the first one, and I think there's another one of those as well. I think it's Riga. For some reason, if you liked Rego, check out Riga. It's a lady this time. A sexy monster.
A love story. A love story.
Yeah, it's a love story. These two monsters. Fuck.
It's the motion in the ocean.
Yeah, it's a hard R, that one. It's a hard R. So check it out. Not for kids.
Well, with that, you want to turn our attention to Star Wars?
Yeah, we probably should.
All right.
I got this out of my system before Crystal came in. All right, so let's do Star Wars.
I'll be keeping it there, baby. I'll be keeping it there. I'll be keeping it there, baby. I'll be keeping it there.
All right, it's time for Marathons in a Minute, the Keeping It Weekly edition. And we're finishing up week 11 of 12 in the fun run, or in Corona time, a Wednesday. And let's see, we start off with Sunday. It was editor's choice, top choice, you know what I mean? And it was a U-wing. So that was pretty cool.
That was odd.
It was odd, but the ship people were like, oh yeah,
I like ships.
Yeah.
It was unique. I thought it was good.
Should have been a Y-wing. Okay. I hate it.
Hated it. Now, and let's see, Gilded Galaxy, of course, nobody got their Jin from week 10 because of the award thing going on. But we're working on a Chewie this week. Nice Chewbacca card I'm working for.
He's nice.
He's nice.
He's nice.
Our hero on Monday was Bail Organa. So that was nice. Tuesday, droids, because, we're working towards that overall Magna Guard. It was Torch this week. So, yep. Wednesday, featured creature with that workbench nonsense. And it was Nabran Leeds, who in the old days of the Star Wars CCG.
That's right. He was a teleport
card game. Yeah. He was a teleport card.
Yeah, you could move
all your characters over and drop everybody into the cantina and kill your people up.
Yeah.
Yep, that was great. Yep.
The hell out of some people with that guy.
Yep.
And the other one was Ellis Hellrod.
Yep. Yep. And if you don't know what any of that is, Google it.
Google it.
Google it. Let's see. Thursday, our favorite tournament fan choice mechanic, and
it wrapped up Tearfield
they
finale.
Wrapped up the Tearfield finale. It was as expected. The third place was between Gideon and Khalil, and Khalil won.
Yes.
He has spoken. And as predicted, it was Kara versus Iggy in the final. And as predicted,
the girl won.
Kara won. Where is she?
There she is. She's ready to punch.
She's ready to punch. She's ready to punch. Punch. Kara won. So, yes, as expected.
I didn't expect it. I voted for
Iggy.
Did. I love it.
I did too. I voted for IG 11.
I love Iggy.
Of course you guys did. But the girl won. So, there you go. Let's see. Friday, yesterday. Oh, it was Director Krennic.
Director Krennic.
Yes. He is a villain.
I think your mom would like to talk to Director Krennic. Director Krennic, I'm so mad at you.
All right. Yep. And last week, our concept was Naboo fauna. So
we talked about that.
Yeah, we're a couple minutes away.
Do we want to have a new one yet?
I'm pulling it up now.
Jedi Starfighters.
What's that?
Jedi Starfighters.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. I like ships. I just said a second ago I like ships. I guess I need to get ready if I'm going to try to pull this stupid thing. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. It's a concept of your buddy's so Space Jesus's ship is what it is.
Oh, is it? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Interesting. In the concept, R2 rode in the back, like in the X-Wing.
Yeah. There you go. See it there.
Oh, neat. Those are cool. I like ships. You know
Yeah,
that.
very
I think
cool.
I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, guys. I like ships. So I'm
I like
looking
ships
forward
too.
I
You know what?
Yeah.
now that we're back in Star Wars, I can talk a little bit more about my hoard that I should have talked about an hour ago.
What was that?
That lots of people don't know. Like everybody knows that I collect biker scouts, but not many people know that I enjoy B-wings as well.
Oh, that's right.
And so last week I picked up the S4 1cc, and I was excited because I thought it pretty much sealed up the rainbow on that. And then Greg reminded me that there's a monument out there.
yeah, that's right. And even though you got the monument,
even though you got it, we're still giving you an asterisk for that rainbow.
Crystal is not.
That's a kick in the balls.
Not rescinded your asterisk because your name's not on the. It's hardcore, man. Sorry.
That is hardcore.
All right.
So I was able to.
Sorry about
I was
that.
able to
That's
scrape
how
up
she
the
is.
monument, and that was a lucky find too. That somebody had it in their account and it wasn't theirs. They just had it and they were okay to move it. So
cool. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, that was fun. So yeah, I didn't have a real hoard update, but there's a little bit more of a hoard.
It would have been a real hoard update if it wasn't for Crystal and her fucking asterisks. How do you make an asterisk?
You need both. We need both hands.
Okay,
a plus and an X
together. There it is, asterisk.
Oh.
We did it.
It's like a dagger to the heart.
Wasn't it worth it?
Yeah.
Oh man. So yes, talking of ships made me think about
ongoing sets.
Continuing.
Continuing.
We're like trying to stall because we're all trying to pull this thing right now, but we still have like 4 minutes. So
I tried to buy us some time with my
B-wings.
B-wings.
About half of this crap.
There you
It was
go.
like what? A New Hope Fractured Wave 2.
Boring. Boo.
But Masterworks Wave 4
Who gives a
finally
fuck?
end it.
Done.
Yeah.
End it. Clone Wars episode 11. That was cool because it was a cool episode, but where's the episode 12 content?
I don't know. Maybe they're saving
Where is it?
With the second half of the Mandalorian content.
Exactly. I wish they'd finish
The
that.
second half of the Mandalorian concepts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
We're not talking about Mandalorian. We're talking about Clone Wars. Keep up.
But we will talk about Mandalorian later.
I want my episode 12 stuff. Come on,
Because
man.
there's some news.
I should know this, but how many episodes were there? Were there 12?
There were 12 episodes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
And
they dropped the last one on May the 4th.
May the 4th be with us.
Yeah.
Indeed. And also with you.
Yes.
Yes.
And bright suns.
Oh!
Dude.
Till the Spire.
Oh, God.
Till the
I
Spire.
missed that. I always get it wrong.
That's Galaxy Edge speak. From
Sorry,
Batu.
guys.
Sorry,
That's just
guys.
for us.
Sorry.
Just for the insiders.
When you're on the way to Oga's Cantina.
Yeah, if you could go ahead and just show us your pass holder ID card. There you go. Okay, I'm good. All right.
Do I get a discount this time?
Yeah.
No.
No,
Okay.
free
All right.
parking.
No.
Yeah.
That's
So.
I think somebody needs some more Galaxy's Edge drinks.
Yes, it's
absolutely.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. We
Yes,
usually do.
yes. I definitely need a
mix it up.
Star Killer.
She made me go on Amazon and order Jigger. She wants me to be like a professional bartender now because we're mixing everybody drinks. So I had to order like those little Jigger things, they pour the I just blum, 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 blum. But no, she wants me to measure
Right.
it.
I want the nice.
Oh no, there's no
There was that
measuring.
little video of Stanley Tucci making drinks very nicely and fancy.
That'll make me more like Stanley Tucci, I guess.
Yes, I don't know.
Tucci-esque.
But I like the little jigger thing. I was like, "Ooh, what is that thing? You got the perfect little amount, and it just." Yeah.
The perfect amount is glue, glue,
Just-
glue, glue,
yeah,
glue,
yes,
glue, 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 glue.
exactly.
No,
Count to 3. Slow down.
no.
Yeah. Like, it's a count. It's like, that's probably good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well.
yeah, and then Solo Illustrated Series 2.
That's still going.
Biggs is
Biggs
hoarding
is in
the living
heaven.
shit out of those purple droids.
Yeah.
He's using the shit out of those. How many does he have now? So many.
Close
almost
to
10 of
30,
each.
I think.
Yeah, he's got like almost 10 of each.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I think we're going to see catch-up packs from those again. So it's not going to jump right into the second wave, I believe. I think they're going to have those for a few days at least.
Now I didn't read the transmission for those specifically, but I know with the Ewoks join the fight set that when they did the catch-up packs that the golds weren't part of the catch-up.
Right.
Yeah, I can't tell like if they're done with those fucking moonlight things or not, because everything's screwed up because of the waiting on the award
thing.
deal.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating that a lot of deadlines got pushed too.
Isn't the app just mostly frustrating anyway nowadays?
But I mean, like, they put out these sets and collect all your stuff by this date. You rush around and you get your set done, and then by the way, now it's later. Okay, here we go. It's 10 o'clock. We're all spamming that freaking shop button, baby.
I sure am.
Probably not going to work for me again this week.
Well, I always find that it takes about 15, 20 seconds after it turns 10 o'clock, something like that.
You get the spinning wheel, and then it's like still not available, and you're like, ugh.
It is a cool card. I like it.
I do too. It's all gray. It's kind of not very colorful, but it's a neat design.
Yeah. It sure is.
Button mashing makes great podcasting.
Right?
People are holding on to this.
Here,
I think I got it.
here. All right, let's see.
Okay.
I think I might have got it.
I think I might have got it too.
I got it. You got one, Adam. All right.
All right.
Finally, every week.
Now, if I could only get 2 in a pack, then I'd
I got one. Yay.
We all got
We all did it?
Hey,
All
high
did it.
fives.
Oh, 5.
Okay.
Yes.
We did
Got
it.
it. Yay.
Dog. Now we
And that's a wrap, folks.
all right.
All
Thanks for
Subscribe.
like and subscribe
All
on
right,
YouTube.
there
Blah
you
blah
go.
blah blah.
We're all done.
The listeners can turn it off now and be like, wow, that was fulfilling.
They saw
They
it.
got
That's
the
what
concept.
they waited for, really, is
Well, I mean,
the
that's-
live pull. That's what they wanted to know how that was going to go.
It's a banner day. We all got it. 4 of us.
Yep.
All 4 of us got it. So
Probably another sign of the apocalypse.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that is quite something for all 4 of us to get that.
Yeah, there's only what?
250 packs.
250?
I mean, we got almost 2% of the packs right now.
Sorry, Earth.
Sorry, everybody.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
We're going to let you hang on that one.
Okay. Well, I kept going. So yeah.
So May the 4th.
May the 4th
Yes.
was actually kind of cool. Crystal
Pretty fun.
fucking hated
Oh
it.
my gosh. I
Here we
hated
go.
this shit.
Here we
Holy
go.
crap.
Oh, boy.
This freaking
Oh, man.
every hour nonsense.
Plus,
And the
Plus the
server
first-
issues.
the
Oh
first
my
hour,
gosh.
the first hour was the best because I didn't. I figured she was looking.
I was working.
I bought piles of cards.
I was working for America, and you're just blah 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 blah, and then like 12:30 or something. You're like, oh hey, did you do that first bounty? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's like, oh, you got to go here and you got to do this. I'm like, what? I got what? And then workbench.
Well, plus, and
Workbench.
see, the worst part was
Ugh.
she got a late because I it was about a half hour in, right? So I'm like, hey, you do this and you do that, and this is the first one. And so she gets a bunch of the stuff, and I traded her some or something, whatever. Sync error got her. So she's sitting there counting. She's clearing the cache. She's closing. She's reopening the app. She's trying to no sync. She has enough for the meld.
No sync.
Didn't sync in time. So by the time, literally, and she was like 15 minutes out, and she's waiting for it to sync. Didn't ever fucking sync.
Oh,
She didn't get to meld. Now I had melded an extra on my alt because you could only meld one.
Right.
They weren't going to let people run it up, and so if you missed that first hour, which apparently everybody did, the
That was
lowest
the low
count
one, right?
that Mattfor,
yeah, that was the low
lowest
one.
count one.
Like 1,300, almost 1,400.
Yeah, people were trading blood and money for that first card, which is like, it's not the Bobby Moynihan alien guy from the first episode. The worst, easiest bounty ever.
Yeah, the worst one.
But
Yeah.
they
It was the worst one.
so she missed that, but luckily, big ups to Aja Marie.
Yes.
She actually had some extras, and she hooked me up with an extra, so my alt continued, and I managed to put together another set of those.
Nice.
But I made the ultimate sacrifice at first, but then I was able to undo the ultimate sacrifice like a Marvel comic book.
But it was so tedious. It's like, how is that a celebration?
I celebrated the whole time. I was
How is that a
every hour.
celebration?
No, it's actually, it pissed me off because like it really kind of, I like to
Freaking
take,
workbench death march every hour. It was bullshit.
I like to take
The dumbass mechanic.
I like to have a nap.
I'm not a fan.
I like to have a nap. And
Not
so
a
having to
fan.
be on the spot for the meld every hour was kind of hard on me. It was
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I've been getting accustomed to my afternoon naps during quarantine.
so you would meld these things, and every time you melded, it was just like the old days. You got a payoff. You got 10,000 coins.
Oh, so worth it.
Well, okay, it's something. And then you got a bounty. You collected a bounty, and then you got a blue child card. And then you got the green of that guy, and so you had to do all the melds in green, and that even if you only did like 7 of them, that gave you enough to get the green child meld, and then
Which was a
having all
motion
those-
card on top of it.
right? And then you'll get a Mandalorian green as a award for having all the greens, including the child. So
I would have liked
And the
additional option of like,
here's $20. Give me all the stuff.
no, I pay more than that. Mandalorian, he doesn't have to do all that kinds of crap. He just takes care of freaking business. So just let me go somewhere, click. I don't care. I'll pay $50, whatever. It's May the 4th, whatever. I'd celebrate. Just let me just boom, laser cannon your ass. I got all of them.
Okay.
Done.
Well, that's what I did out of the gate.
Done.
That's what I did out of the gate. I laser cannon a whole shitload of them, but then, like you said, every hour you still have to go in and click the button. I mean, but I had
Right.
shit
I
piles.
still see
bounty.
people
And they
trying to
could have
get
made
that,
it like
that
a
Mithril.
one-time purchase,
Yeah.
just one time, because you got one shot and Mandalorian wouldn't miss. So boom, done.
So it's Mandalorian style what you're doing.
Yes.
Not
to
gang.
Mando it.
No. Mando style. He wouldn't miss.
Okay.
I guess
So
I'm
you
going
do
to
have
be
to
the
have
voice
all
of
the bounties
dissent
for
on
the
this one.
studio.
I really like what was happening.
Of course you did.
I had time. I thought it was fun.
Of
I had
course
time.
you did.
Every hour in the meld. Oh, which one is the meld? And
Plus, they
And
gave
you're like,
the,
oh, who's it this hour? I'm like, I don't care. Just
I hate
give me the
everything.
freaking bounty.
I'm angry.
Mando. Come on.
they had the free packs, and they gave you one of the 3 you need for the meld every hour. The packs were pretty cheap, and then you had a chance at multiples. So 1 hour in one of those free packs, I got all 3 I needed for the meld, a motion cart, and a Baby Yoda, and I just melded in the first minute. I'm like, okay, I'm done for an hour. Now, I was trying to do 2 sets. I was doing one on my phone and one on our iPad, and I'm working from home like a lot of other people. And that 5 o'clock one caught me, though, the 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock hour, because I was busy trying to wrap some stuff up at work. And I ran through the house at like 4:59 to try and get the iPad from my son. And I hit workbench. I didn't even see what load. I hit it at 4:59, and it gave me the 5 o'clock meld. So I missed the
Seconds.
4 o'clock and had to trade back into it. It wasn't a big deal because those were higher counts as
The
the
later
day
ones got
progressed, but-
easier. Yeah, they got easier as time went by. That first one is murder. I still see people trying to get that Mithril.
Well, because
Yeah.
they want to get it for the award, they want to get it for the Mando.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's cool. I mean, even if you don't need it, you didn't need it for the child, you still need it for the overall award.
Right. And they also did the Baby Yoda set that same day. The
Those are cute.
animated child one, which had static and motion cards. The motion cards are kind of fun.
Yeah, they're very cute. I love, everybody loves the child. If you don't love the
I
child,
finally finished that.
get out of here. If you don't like that Baby Yoda, he's adorable. So
I wasn't going to do it, but then I did. So
I love the one where he pushes the buttons. It's such a great scene in the show, and they really did a nice job with the animation on that. Where like he pushes the one button, it lights up, the light next to it lights up, and he pushes the other, and that one lights up, and then he goes back through and turns them back off again. It's really, really cute. I like those cards a lot. They're adorable. They're really high count too, though.
Yeah. I pulled some of the motions and I sent those over to my wife. I just did the static set.
Did she just melt? Oh, look at that Baby Yoda. He's adorable.
I think I traded her those for the bounty motion cards, the third variant of the bounty set, the blue and red motion variants.
I really liked how those motion variants look. The way that
Yeah,
they
they're
did
cool.
those with the way they did the puck and the little projection up and the little, it worked. It looked like the pucks in the show. They really did a nice job with that in terms of the design and the animation. It all really worked. That was, we always talk about how much more you can do with digital than in physical. That was a great example of something that really freaking worked. I was really tickled with the design of those. Great looking cards.
And from what we've heard, this isn't the end of these bounty cards. There's going to be more.
That's right. It was the first wave.
wave.
Well, so they need to get some better bounties because some didn't make sense. It's like, oh, they want to kill the nice lady on the swamp planet. Why?
Why?
Why is there a bounty out on her? Because she was nice?
She harbored Mando and the child.
Yes.
So she has to die.
That nurturing, that's got to be punished.
She gave him soup, probably.
Well, the one I'm like, you're going to put a bounty out on the guy that hands out the bounties?
Yes.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Fuck that guy too. Just put a bounty on everybody. It's an open season on everybody.
But I liked it. This was something that I guess was going to be done earlier in the year, and they couldn't get the approvals and everything done, so they put it out for May the 4th. I had a lot of fun with it. I was happy to see something different in the app.
I dug it.
It just needed the Mando option. That's what I'm going to call it. Needed a Mando option. Just give me a friggin' Mando option. I ain't got time to do this crap every
I
hour.
don't know if that's the Mando just walks in and slaps down his wallet.
He
and says, "Give me
freaking
shit."
would. Well, it's slapping down the wallet is the equivalent of he would pull out the big gun and just boom.
Okay. Or
Done.
maybe he pulls out the big slab of what's the
Beskar.
Beskar. And says,
Boom!
Give me armor.
That's what it needs. We need a Beskar option. Just give me a Beskar option.
Great.
Boom.
Now we're gonna have a third virtual
Third currency.
Thank you.
Beskar.
So
Boom.
much said nobody ever.
I love it.
No.
Be-
No.
That should be. It shouldn't
No.
be crystals. It should be Beskar.
No.
What's
That
going to
would
be the
really
conversion
be
rate,
awesome.
guys? What's
I
the
was
conversion rate?
just about to try to come up with the conversion rate.
Don't give
It
them
would
any
be a
ideas,
lot.
please don't.
It'd be a lot.
So hey, like getting away from that, how about those TKs?
Wow.
Uh,
We really were looking forward to that. I really didn't have enough of those yellow TKs.
It's funny that they remembered open editions after all,
Yeah.
of all the things. I mean, it fits with the philosophy of everybody gets everything.
It sure does.
Man, I'll tell you, that's it in a nutshell with the open editions.
yeah.
That's really what
Not
I
a
wanted
fan.
to see in the fan feed is people trading TKs again.
Trading
Like
my
the good
looking
old
for
days.
TKs. Not
trading my TKs.
Looking for TKs. Not trading my TKs.
I want your TKs, but I'm not trading my TKs.
I got to say, I traded a shit ton of them for just insert needs this week. I know people are trading for hoards and whatnot. I was just like, send me a common or an uncommon need. And I got boatloads of cards that I didn't realize I was missing that are good for blocking other trades that I don't want.
Yeah. Now there were some heat around TKs. We saw some folks in our group get just crazy shit for TKs that have been rotting in our stacks for years, literally years.
Yeah. No one wanted them.
Mm-mm. You know, I mean, it would be interesting to see some of there's a lot of open edition stuff that's actually like cool, that it wouldn't be so bad to see back. And then there was also some things that came with open edition that it would be nice to see them finish. Like there's a lot of black box things that were supposed to go to certain numbers that never did. They're not sold out. They're just sitting there unsold out. It would be interesting to see some of that stuff come back. There's other stuff I would not like to see come back, but I won't mention it because I'm not going to give them any.
Hey, don't bring it up.
Yeah, there's plenty of things with white borders that do not need to come back.
Mm-mm.
Or white edges.
I mean,
Background.
could you imagine if you'd trade? What was that one set with the super low counts? What were they? Were they the battle readies?
The black and white battle ready.
Black and white, those things are like in the 15, 20 count range.
Yeah.
And those were supposed to be open edition. And can you imagine if you traded your ass off to finish that set and then they brought those back. Oh fuck me, that would be
25,000 count bullshit.
that'd be
Oh,
World War
man.
III. It'd be really awful. So I mean,
Yeah.
not everything that was designated.
You already said it. Now it's gonna
I
happen.
just- well, I don't have any of them, so it doesn't.
I do, ass.
You better
You gotta
trade
try
those.
to
quick.
protect your own there.
What Greg meant to say was white Dejarik.
Yeah, there you go. Those
Ah.
sharks. Ugh. No.
Bring those back. Those are awesome. Ugh.
Teal 77s.
Well, you know, I mean, 77s is, you know, one of those sets that should always. Hey, they could finish the yellow 77s. How about that?
There you go.
There you go.
I just completed. I got, you know, all the ones that they've ever issued on that, and then realized, wait a minute, I only have 39 here, and there's 66 in the set. They didn't even get halfway on that set, and they stopped.
Yeah. Those drinks are so expensive, though.
What's that?
Those yellow TKs were so expensive.
You mean the yellow 77?
Yellow 77s.
Yeah,
Excuse
because
me.
those are the ones that had I think they were blue steels or 25 count
The lime greens. Lime
yeah,
greens.
they had the lime greens in those, so those were hot shit low count variants, and so they were, man.
Yeah,
They were
those
rough.
black and white battle readies sit there in commons.
Ooh.
Same with some of those relics and things. Ugh, just no, don't do it. We also, man, connections.
Connections. Oh my god. Here, I want to do my connections gag now. Here, give me some space here. Sand. Why did it have to be sand? Wait, my father hates sand. I'll be safe here amongst the sands. Okay, that was the whole thing. When you see it in post, you'll be amazed. Dude, watching it live sucks ass, but when you see it when it's done, you're gonna be like, damn, that's a thing that happened.
Sad.
Luke is connected.
Okay.
to the
Didn't mention that it's rough and coarse and irritating.
Yeah, well,
it gets everywhere.
What we're referring to, of course, is the Luke Skywalker card, where everybody had a connection to a person. Luke got a connection to sand. So fucking stupid. It was like, you know, I don't really have any friends except sand. I was cracking up with that card, and the reactions to it were absolutely ridiculous in the feeds and stuff. It's like, what the fuck is this with Luke and sand? What is that all about? So there you go, sand. Da, 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 da.
Done.
Yep. So these were the last batch of connections we saw were what, 500 count marathons
Yeah.
before, and these were 2,500 count guaranteed cards. So they're going to be in the tens of thousands.
Yeah.
People are trading them. I was trading them for white base. There's 3 variants. It's our first true variant connection. I know we had individual cards along the way
Yeah, that
that were
fucked up.
variants,
Yeah.
where they messed up, and you had the different color like Sith connection one and things like that. But these are planned variants. We'll call it that. And
there's gonna be
red,
more of
blue,
these,
and
too.
gold.
I think there's going to be more waves of this one as well.
I still don't think you can call these connections. I asterisks.
He's just
Connections,
all about the
asterisks.
asterisks
Yeah.
this week. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Man.
I think these are connections. Asterisks.
She's got like a gun that shoots asterisks and shit. Man, look out. Oh, she's coming at you again with the fucking asterisks. Look out.
Because I like the
A keyboard with one key.
Well, they had,
vertical and the
and they
little
had-
2 pictures, and there was text.
there was text on the back
that
that
actually
told the
explained
story of the connection.
connection. Yes.
Luke first befriended Sand
Sand.
as a small boy. All the history of him and Sand.
I was disappointed. I thought when I got them, I flipped it over. I was like, oh, cool, flip over. No, nothing on the back.
Nothing.
The thing that really burns my ass is that those came out, and I probably would have done those in gold had I been able to buy crystals for several days previous. Because did you notice somewhere around Tuesday or Wednesday, no dailies. They just dried up. There were no dailies like all week. Not even a 99 cent or a $2 nothing. I would typically buy those every day and just kind of sock them away. And then on the weekend, I get drunk and, like a hillbilly, spend a bunch of crystals. I had no crystals when those came out. So I did red.
Could use some Beskar.
Or Beskar, yes. I needed an alternative currency, and then I could have really gone ham on those and done it in gold.
Yeah.
So they kind of saved me from myself. Thank you, Tops. I almost spent money.
I just looked. It says wave 2 and 3 coming soon.
So I wonder if it's only 3 waves. I wonder if that's all of it.
Blue is in the blue is at like 17, 18,000. Red is approaching 6,000 count. And I did gold. What was gold? 425. So boy.
Well, yeah, those will probably stay relatively low. It's funny that those bounties ended up being inadvertently in the 1,000 to 1,500 range for the where the award's going to come in and stuff like that. First one inadvertently came in pretty low. It seems like they just like engineer stuff to be so fucking high count. It's just trash. I mean, it's just garbage when it's so high count. I haven't figured out a balance there yet.
So if we got one joke card with the Luke per wave, what are going to be the other joke cards these next 2 waves? I have to assume that one of them is going to be the top half of Darth Maul and the other one's going to be the bottom half of Darth Maul.
That's a good one. Or how about Jar Jar and his tongue, which is now numb?
Connection.
the Jar Jar's tongue and the pod racer beam holding the engines together.
Yeah, with his tongue right in there.
They could do Lobot and Air for Bespin. So
they could have Jar Jar and an Antiope's ass. Oh, Piusa!
Well, they could do Anakin and Lava on Mustafar.
Yes. Oh, I smell burnt hair. That's my ass. No, those good connections.
General Hux and General Disdain. Just nothing.
This is empty.
Empty
It just says General Disdain.
General Disdain.
Okay, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut right there.
Or you have Kylo Ren in that computer station that he tore apart with the lightsaber, with all the sparks flying.
Yeah, there's some possibilities there. It's without any hint of type. It's not so great.
There better be one joke card per wave now. No,
yeah.
we've set
all the ideas.
They gave us sand. Our expectations are set.
Yeah, for sure.
Yoda
So,
and Swamp.
Baby Yoda and Frog.
Yeah.
I think we nailed it. Okay.
Yeah.
Mando and Egg Goo.
Oh yeah.
Jawas and
Jawas in
Egg
the
Goo.
goo.
Yeah.
Those guys gotta
Horrid.
smell bad.
Because they just put their hands in it. They got it all over their stuff. Ew. Must be good. I don't know.
They need the protein.
Egg.
They're working out. They need the protein. Underneath the robes, they're all like super cut.
Cut.
Whoop dee dee! I got a fucking 8-pack. Okay, so we already touched on the server issues which we experienced on the May the 4th, and they seem to have been continuing throughout the week and getting into some kind of ugly realms of full-on crash on when was that? Wednesday
morning.
Yeah, that whole thing went down. It went down.
All the apps went down.
Yeah, the status was not quo.
No. Even the old builds had troubles at that time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which we'd seen, one or the other, but not both. So we did get developer update that said new shit's coming. Potentially around the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, and really excited to see second Boonta Eve Classic for the pod racing stuff. So we'll see if they change up the mechanics and structure of that set. But I loved what Brandon Bernard did last year with it.
I don't think they should change it at all. I think it worked great last time. I mean, what they did with that was was perfect. It really captured the kind of the feel of it, and you had people talking shit to each other. You know, my team's gonna get. Well, you're not a race fan. You're not a diehard race fan like Adam is. You liked it, right?
I did.
Oh,
My only thing that I had issue with last time was they had those boosts, the attacks and stuff in various packs. So they really wanted people to like pound these packs that like no one wanted. At the time, it was the Hoth storyboards, which everyone had 1 million of at that point. And in order to get these things, you had to buy these Hoth packs. And like, I already have like 5 of each of these things. I don't want to buy a bunch more to get these attacks.
Well, they'll put them in connection packs and drive those numbers up even more.
Oh, you know where they'll put them? They'll put them in those fucking platinum packs, as if we need more.
Oh, God, please.
Right. Talk about high count.
Open 50 platinum packs for a time attack card.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, boy. And you won't get one fucking Ray in all those packs.
That's right.
No. They're gonna be. I'm guessing it's gonna be mission based this time.
That'd be fun. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be
Ooh,
fun.
maybe the workbench will come into play.
What?
Meld an engine. What?
You have to build your own pod racer from the workbench.
Put all the
Oh, like a
shit I
schematics
hate
card.
together.
Yeah.
No, you have to get stuff in lock-on, and then you take it to the workbench, and you build up your racer. Yeah. Oh, and then you get the missions. Yeah.
And
none
then
of it's
Sebulba
available
comes by and
for
knocks your
Christmas.
shit off your side of your engine.
Yeah.
It's all coins.
Oh no.
I've got millions, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you never spent any coins. You just slap down the freaking Beskar and go.
Our official third currency.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. You want to move into some streaming stuff?
So, final thoughts. Wow.
No, it's not final thoughts.
It's not.
We're gonna put in a new little segment. What you watching?
What you watching? I didn't watch
What you
anything.
watching?
Okay, I'm all out of whack. You want to try it again?
No, that just kind of works.
You like how you just go, okay.
Yeah.
I look like an idiot. I don't care.
What you watching?
What you watching? I didn't watch shit. I didn't watch anything this week.
Really?
I still haven't even finished Westworld.
What?
I watched the Clone Wars. I finished Clone Wars.
We're not allowed to talk about that because some people here haven't watched it.
Okay,
so.
well, we won't talk about that then. But, you know.
You didn't finish Westworld?
No, I didn't. Is there like one episode? It's the
That's
end?
the finale for the season.
Oh, okay, I haven't watched it yet.
Bruh.
Bro, I hate watching stuff on my iPad, and I can't really watch stuff when in the living room because the kids that's where school is now. So I don't want to be like watching violent science fiction shows with robots killing people and fucking while she's trying to do school.
You just have corona problems, don't
Fuck
you?
bots,
Now?
I do. Yes,
This is a big problem.
My freedoms are gone now. America doesn't exist anymore. Tear up the Constitution. It doesn't even. I can't watch shows in the daytime. So freedom doesn't exist.
I can't believe you didn't finish Westworld. That's so lame, bro.
You know, I'll finish it in time.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those shows that like shows up on the top of the Apple TV, like
for months and
For
drive me
months.
crazy. Watch next. Westworld, last episode from a month ago. No, I didn't watch anything this week. I don't turn the TV on like all day, and then I just like get in the habit of not having the TV on. So I don't. I sit in silence like putty, and I stare off into space.
I search eBay for cards.
Did a lot of that. Spam the feed, look for trades, and waste time in Discord. I spend a lot of time on. Go to the Twitter group. Go to Discord.
But
go to
we
the
watched not Revenge of the Sith. We watched Rise of Skywalker on May the 4th.
That's true, and I got to see those royal guards in action. Those weren't stormtroopers. They were all dressed in red, and those were pretty nimble royal guards. They didn't have the big robes and everything like that. Either that or they did. They pulled them back. Do karate. They all did get
incredibly ineffective.
Yeah, they didn't get more.
Incredibly ineffective royal guards.
They died like dogs.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
You got to imagine there's not much peripheral vision in those helmets.
No, they didn't do well.
Nope.
Aesthetically, cool. Practically, probably can't see side to side.
They might have done slightly better than our friend Trudgeon.
Trudgeon. Oh yeah, we especially
Trudgeon.
enjoyed Trudgeon.
We always
yeah.
like.
That's what happens when you wield a 40-pound vibro axe or whatever.
Yeah, well, he started swinging like 40 minutes ago, and by the time it gets in, he can't stop. It's too late, you know. Kylo Ren goes with the thing behind his back and waits 40 minutes for it to hit his blade, and then turns around and just guts the guy. So, spoiler warning. Sorry, Trudgeon. Sorry, Trudgeon's family. We always love the disappearing gun.
I still don't understand.
I don't understand the disappearing gun because Ben, when he runs in, he hits a chain, comes down, and then he comes out and he does the over the back as he's running and shoots the one guy. And then he goes out and he's got a gun in his hand. He didn't like shoot it once and throw it away because guns actually work in the Star Wars universe and you don't need to reload them or anything. Just pow, 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 pow. But he shoots over his shoulder. He runs into the scene with the gun. The guys come and surround him. No
Gun's
gun.
gone.
Where the fuck did the
Where
gun?
did the gun
I've
go?
been like, oh yeah, motherfucker. You know?
Where's the gun?
The gun.
Otherwise, it would have been like Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the guy's like doing all the sword stuff,
Right.
and Ben Solo would just be like, pew.
Yeah.
And
That would have been.
That would have been really a
Just
nice
watched
shot.
that the other day.
There's that. It bothers me, the disappearing gun. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So you're welcome.
Yep. Now it's going to bother me because
I ruined that movie for everybody that loves it so much.
I might just forget about it, like you forgot about the Royal Guards.
There you go. I hope for the blissful release of forgetfulness for everyone. It's a delight. I read the same books over and over again.
I watched the
And
Mandalorian.
when they were doing the
Gallery.
little chanting thing, did you try and pick out Vanessa Marshall's voice after the big?
No,
scene?
but I think you can really hear her in the scene on Pisana at the festival with the little kids and stuff like that, because she did a little snatch of that when she was talking to Biggs, and you can really hear it now in that scene. So I definitely pick her up there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Matt, what are you watching?
Oh, I watched the Mandalorian Gallery. That was pretty good. The
One
first
more of
episode.
those.
And then I think the second episode came out yesterday or last night or
Yes,
something.
the second episode is
Well,
fantastic.
I'm gonna watch that and not Westworld.
You didn't watch that yet?
Not yet. No, I'm gonna watch that, but not Westworld.
No, it has this very, very cool little part where Dave Filoni talks about the themes in, like, especially the Phantom Menace and stuff, and how it connects to everything, and everything connects, and it's just, that dude gets it.
Yeah. Well,
Gets it.
it's good that he's around. It's
yeah.
good that he's around, and we have such a nice
fantastic.
caretaker of the Star Wars legacy.
Yes.
For sure. For me, we're still working our way through the League, our rewatch. We're about almost through the end of season 3. Man, season 3 was where they hit their stride for real. That was some great stuff. We also finished up Dave, the Little Dicky show. Highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's really good. And beyond that, for my birthday, my son's like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch Mandalorian with you guys now." So we're gonna start rewatching Mandalorian soon with our son.
There's certainly
We wanted
more-
to watch it the first time through, make sure it wasn't too over the top. We figured it wouldn't be because of Disney Plus, but we figured we'd give it a once through ourselves, and now we're gonna do it with him the second time. So
Oh, don't throw me into the briar patch. Don't make me watch that great show again.
There's a lot worse to watch.
yeah, well
I'm
somehow
mad at
we'll
you,
manage.
son.
Somehow it won't be back to back SpongeBob for a little bit. So we'll survive.
Cool.
Well, I watched all the shows.
She watches everything.
I
I've
watched
never seen
all
my
the
son watch
shows.
So many damn shows. It's crazy.
Adam Driver movie update. I just had time to watch Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker this week. A couple times. I won't say how many. I did watch a new movie with a Star Wars person in it. I watched Little Women, because you were not going to watch it. But even though it has Timothée Chalamet in it.
Oh,
So, but you would just like, oh my gosh, 5 minutes in, you would be done.
sprout
no.
boobs.
Laura Dern is in it, because she's the mother of the Little Women.
Oh, She's
But
the
it was
larger woman.
fantastic. It was really nice. It was really nice. And Timothy Chalamet, he's an interesting.
He's a good actor. I think he's a really good
very,
actor.
very,
He's got a lot of
he's
depth.
very
and
interesting.
Quite a range on that kid.
Yes,
He's
yes.
really a good actor, I think. I like
So
him a
I
lot.
enjoyed Little Women, and I'm still watching Run, which has Hux in it on HBO, and Killing Eve. It's just fabulous. It was so good. She killed some. It was great.
She kill Eve?
No, she doesn't kill Eve. No, not yet. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's still going. And the Outlander season finale is tomorrow, so excited about that. But then there'll probably be like no new episodes for like 6 months. They'll probably cancel Stars again.
Maybe more
So,
than that.
If you
Maybe
need,
more than
yeah,
that.
it could be. If you need to watch anything on Stars, you need to do it this weekend because I'm going to cancel it probably again.
Social distancing is
Yeah.
not going to work with Outlander, from what I
No,
understand.
no, it will not. No, 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 it will not.
That show likes to.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there was a new show on Netflix called Hollywood. And it
Okay.
I saw previews for that.
it was like about, I don't know, it was like 7 episodes or something. But I watched it all, and yeah, it was like old timey Hollywood. And I thought it was like really what happened, but then after a while it became clear that it was like an alternate reality. But it was fun. It was
Hitler was a movie star in this version.
no, it was different, quite different from reality. So that
Everyone's screen idol, Hitler.
and
Instead of
we
Douglas
finished
Fairbanks.
up Clone Wars. So,
Yes.
but we
Oh,
can't talk about that,
We
people.
won't talk about that. Maybe we'll furtively talk about it.
Maybe we'll talk about
After.
it later.
We'll talk about it after the end of the show.
After everybody else is gone.
Get out your asterisk gun.
Asterisk.
All right. So I guess final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Oh boy, do I have a final thought.
What?
Good, because I don't have one.
Well, it occurred to
I
us
got that
yesterday. We were joking around. Hey, okay, you know how like you like make fun of like you used to have teachers that talked a certain way, and you'd make fun of them, and all your friends would laugh and ha ha ha. Well, I have that with my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, Christel's mom, is German, and she's so German. She's insanely German, and she gets super pissed at me all the time because I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm always joking around, and she's always
She
like,
does not like that.
she
I
doesn't like
constantly
it.
am
She's
telling you to stop.
20
'Cause he
years
just keeps
going on.
going. And I'm just like, dude, stop. She is so mad. Just stop. Stop it. And he keeps going, and she gets so mad.
That's when I know the jokes are good. The matter
They're
is, the
They're
better
not
those jokes are.
good.
They're killing.
They're
In
not.
some alternate universe, somebody's laughing at these jokes. And so, like, I have an impersonation that I do of my mother-in-law where it's like, damn you, Greg, I'm so mad at you. I can't believe you did that. Bounty hunting is a complicated profession, because it always goes right into Werner Herzog. And she must have got laughing because it's like so seamlessly goes right from her mother.
You just started doing that the past week.
It's funny as hell. So,
Because it's been so
yeah,
right.
it's fresh. It's fresh. So it's like the perfect impersonation of her and her hard German accent, and then merge it right into Werner Herzog talking about bounty hunting. It's a difficult profession. And kill. So that's my final thought, my dumb joke of the week that makes my wife laugh like an idiot every time. Every time I pull that one out of my bag of tricks, she just loses it. If my mother-in-law ever hears it, I'm dead. Fucking dead.
Oh, she doesn't listen to the podcast? She doesn't
Luckily,
listen to the
she
show?
can't-
I guess they should.
No, she doesn't listen to podcasts because those are on computer machines.
Oh,
And she can't hear worth the shit anyways. I can usually do the impersonation under my breath with her in the room, and she won't hear me. But every once in a while, she hears shit that you're like, okay, I better be fucking careful. She's gonna get me. She's kind of she's a powerful woman. I'll tell you what, I have an immense amount of respect for her, and I love her. She's a wonderful person, really. But that accent is a blast. That's my final thought. She'll kill me later. That will be my final thought.
Christel, how about you?
She's still laughing at the thing. You need to give her a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Go,
somebody else
go to
has
Matt.
to go.
She can't stop.
Matt, you got to do something.
Bounty hunting. It's a difficult profession.
I don't know. I don't have much of a final thought this week. What do you think? Oh man, I don't know. I'm out.
Well, I don't know. Let me think. I had a thought, and then it was gone. And then it was there.
Is it about bounty hunting?
It's complicated. Oh gosh. Oh no, the NFL schedule came out, which I don't know if they're going to play NFL or not, but
For grabs.
they're not having the international games, so all the Jaguar games are not going to be in London or whatever. Those games are going to be here.
We're playing the Chargers twice this year.
Yeah, they're the Chargers.
Well, yeah, that's why Phillip Rivers moved to Miami, probably, so it'd be closer.
Meh. Well, oh, he's the one. No, but he doesn't play for Miami, does he?
No, he plays
for the Chargers.
The Chargers.
No, he retired from the Chargers. He left the Chargers.
Did he?
Yeah, he left them.
So is he going to go play for Tampa now too? They could have two quarterbacks that we
Who
hate.
does he play for?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I lost track of him. He could be. He's behind us.
The Chargers let him go. The Chargers let
Really?
him go. Yeah, because he
Wow.
was they were contract time or whatever, and he was done. So
There's
he went elsewhere.
Tell us the funny thing about Phillip Rivers.
That he has like 8 million kids.
He has like 8 million kids. Yeah. He's got so many kids. His poor wife, her uterus fell out.
How long has it been since that game they had here? Because he's probably a couple months away from having a kid named Jacksonville.
What does he name him after? The defeated teams?
Probably.
If he leaves your broken bodies on the
'Cause
field,
they
he
had
names
that
his
game,
children
and
after
it was his
you.
birthday, remember?
Oh,
He had the
God,
game,
yes,
and
we
it was his
stomped our
birthday,
asses.
and they
It was like-
stomped us, and they were all singing happy birthday to him in the stadium. And, yeah, and we were like, look at him. He's so excited. He's going to go make another kid. So we're a couple months away from him probably having another kid.
His wife, he'll just fall out as she walks to the kitchen
Yeah.
one morning, clunk.
Right.
'Cause
But
she's
no,
had a lot
they-
of kids. It's kind of loose down there. is what I'm
Stop. Stop. But no. So the NFL season, they released a schedule, and we have Miami coming here for a Thursday night game.
Well, if it happens.
If
But
it
that'll be a
happens.
busy time because there's a lot of Dolphin fans in town.
Oh,
Most people-
the Dolphin fan.
Most people here were Dolphin
Ah.
fans, and then we got the Jaguars, and so they really had a tough
That's
choice.
what happens, and they convert it over, and then you still have some
Yeah.
holdovers.
Just out of kindness.
Which they were all at that playoff game that year that you didn't go to the game. Me and Michael went to the game, my brother. And it was
I know your brother named Michael.
yeah. But they don't. And it was the one where Fred Taylor did like that, I don't know, like 1,000-yard run or something, and just like destroyed the Dolphins. And like we retired Dan Marino.
I remember
and
that.
made
I
him cry,
remember that.
and it was so good. It was
We
really
wept
good.
like a 6-month-old
It
baby
was,
girl.
It was good
We
times.
rushed down on the field and
good.
licked the tears off the field. Delicious.
It was delicious. It was good. It was good. But no, so they had the schedule came out, and then I also read something that the Jaguars we got some backup quarterback.
Yeah.
We got somebody to hold the clipboard. Mike Glennon or something.
Yeah,
I don't
Glennon,
even know who the frick
he's
he
been
is.
all over the place. That guy
Whatever.
has been all over the
But
place.
apparently it came out that anybody that they talked to about possibly coming in as a quarterback, they basically told them, yeah, we're picking you up as a backup.
Mhm.
Minshew's a starter.
Good.
Period. Minshew's a starter.
And then Minshew's like got his ear to the, he's got a cup to the wall, listening in the next room, goes,
Yes. Nailed it.
okay,
So, but I like that.
okay,
So they were like, yeah, we're talking to you people, but Minshew's a starter.
good. Okay. Well, I like
Minshew!
Minshew. We got that in before the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So for me, I've been watching a lot of the e-racing on TV, and that's finally wrapping up as these series start slowly returning to live racing. So NASCAR is going to start racing in front of empty tracks, and IndyCar as well.
Weird.
So coming back in June. I'm really excited about that. Still concerned about how you're going to manage a series with hundreds of team members and stuff on the pit lane and in the paddocks and stuff. And, it's one thing not to have the fans, but if this rips through the paddock and the teams, how are you going to have a race if everyone gets infected? So I'm still a little concerned about that. Same with other, sports. That's why they've talked about baseball and basketball and stuff going to central locations where they can quarantine all these players and stuff beforehand, before playing to empty houses. I think MLB's been talking about Arizona and having all the teams go out there and all these different alternatives. Who knows what?
I just want to go out there and infect Arizona. Fuck Arizona.
Yeah. So I am excited about racing coming back. It'll be nice to have some live sports on TV again. So I'll say that. Beyond that, that's about it for me. So be sure to follow us at Hoardcast on Twitter, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, all the other places you might find our podcast. Hoardcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to be part of the Discord server, email us hoardcast@gmail.com for an invite. And if you'd like to be part of the show, 904-628-1138, 904-628-1138. Haven't had a Ask Hoardcast anything called for a while.
Who calls all the time? Joe Biden.
It's true.
I think
I gave that number on a survey or something, and now Joe Biden calls there like 3 or 4 times a week. Yeah. I'll put him on the show one of these days. Hey, this is Joe Biden.
He hasn't been able to go out and campaign, so he's hitting all these numbers.
I'll work on my Joe Biden impersonation.
There you go.
That even works.
And you're listening to the Hoard Illuminati podcast.
I think they don't do the Ask Hoardcast anything, because they just come into the Discord and they ask the questions there, which is good. I mean, that's the good place to do it.
We need to stop answering questions in the Discord.
There you go. We start
We're not helping anymore. We're not helping you. Call the number.
The Discord thing's been really going well. It's been really.
We're over 100
nice.
members.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of we just cracked 100. A lot of fun over there.
Yeah. So, Matt, thank you once again for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome. Always.
Awesome having you on. And for MD Jacobus, Ted Salas, Padme 1138, and I'm AC Lusser. We'll see you next time on Hoardcast.
All right.
Hey!
Arrivederci.
Hit you.
We are Legion.
We are all.
We are one.
We are
Watching. Nutty.
Okay, let's talk about the Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
Oh my God, spill that tea, girlfriend. I don't know what that is. I saw it on a show.
Yeah, that was not good.
I saw it on one of the shows I watched instead of Westworld.
Yeah, lame. But no, Clone Wars was what, we had Order 66.
That was, and that episode before the last one was like, it had that, what I figured out? They were using the same beats and the same music and everything as they did from
Order 66.
From Revenge of the Sith.
Yes,
That part where he's just everything's just kind of building up and building up and building up, and then everything goes horribly wrong.
Yes.
And that all kind of happened. But man, that was some serious shit. And that last episode was, spoiler warning, if you haven't watched the last episode, you need to stop now listening, turn this off, throw your phone into a volcano, because it was some serious shit. So Rex got his chip deactivated because he was gonna, go like kill crazy like the rest of the clones.
Yeah.
And they managed to deactivate that. So it was him and Ahsoka basically versus every fucking buddy. Holy shit, all the clones were after them. And I mean, and plus Maul shows up, Mr. X Factor comes showing up. They're fighting their way to this ship to get away. Dickhole comes running in, steals the ship, bye, doesn't even look back, nothing, just he's gone, man. He was out.
He was out, Maul out.
Yeah, that was quite a thing. Oh, look, we're driving down the road. Look, I'm driving. You tell them more about Clone Wars.
Yeah, so Ahsoka and Rex escaping and fighting all the clones there are, and the droids are trying to help, and those nasty clones like killed the droids.
Yeah, they execute the
They
droids.
executed the droids. That was just rude. Yeah, that was not nice. And then like the ship like crashed.
Yeah.
And then we saw like the first planet with seasons apparently. That's what I saw somebody mention.
It didn't have just one season.
Because like it crashed and then, you know, like all the clones got killed. And, you know, they buried them all. And there's this very wonderful shot of Ahsoka basically in gray. So she's Ahsoka in gray.
Okay.
Somebody mentioned that as well. And she's in front of like all their little sticks with their little helmets on.
Which is kind of reminiscent of the Mandalorian with the helmets on the sticks in front of Mos Eisley.
And like some of the helmets still had, you know, like the Ahsoka paint they had put on there. So that was sad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you have your own brigade and they all have their special paint job and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, by the way, they're all going to try to kill you.
They're all going to try and kill you.
20 minutes.
Yeah. So
enjoy that.
So there's that. And then, you know, it beats to like later. And it's obviously snowed.
Yes.
Because there's like snow covering everything now.
Yes.
And, you know, and then there's like snow troopers and stormtroopers,
and
which you got to think are clones underneath it.
Yeah, and Vader's.
And Vader shows up.
Yeah.
Vader shows up and goes and picks up Ahsoka's lightsaber that she left there. She just like was like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then left her saber.
Yeah, it's like, wow, okay, I'm done with that saber now. I guess maybe she's just done being a Jedi, period.
She went and she made sabers in the Ahsoka book. There's an Ahsoka novel that shows her making new sabers. She makes the new sabers in that.
Well, I better watch the road.
That she then uses later on, I guess, and those were the ones she uses in Rebels. But yeah, so then Vader like picks up her saber and like turns it on, and it's just it was kind of jarring seeing Vader with a blue lightsaber.
Yeah. And I like the reflection in the
final shot.
Helmet. Yeah, that's wow.
Magnificent.
Wow.
Magnificent.
Get on it, Christian Wagoner.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. They're right there. All you gotta do is just paint it.
Flections. We need that.
Yep. Yeah. So it was just magnificent end to the series. It was fabulous.
I liked it.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, for somebody that didn't watch much of it to begin with, she's like, oh, you need to watch these. And I've watched all the mandatories, but I really haven't sat down and just binged the whole thing. I'm not that kind of person, but it was a outstanding. Last couple episodes were really wow, just damn. And now I guess we're gonna get Ahsoka in the Mandalorian, and now they just said that they just cast Tamora Morrison as Boba Fett, which may not be correct. It would be really interesting if he was Rex.
I mean, he could be both.
That would be amazing.
He could be both.
Really, really cool. But it'll be interesting to see Tamora Morrison again. And if it is Boba Fett, they said that's who it was that walked up on the Fennec girl that got killed. That was who had the spurs that walked up on her. So that's a nice little bit of foreshadowing and a deep cut. So if that's the case, then hey, cool. Everybody likes Boba Fett.
Well, and then it's going to be interesting to see what they do there, because in the Aftermath series, that was like kind of the prequels to Force Awakens, Boba Fett, they made mention that Boba Fett was dead. So
it could be Jodo cast. We might finally get Jodo cast.
Who knows?
Or somebody just picked up his armor. Who knows? So that was all that we got.
Talk about it. Go.
So, like and subscribe, and if you see us on Twitter, say hi and look us up in the app. And
send me your huxes.
Send her huxes, and I don't really need anything. Thanks. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sticking with us for this. This little sneaky peeky with us. We're so sneaky. All right. So arrivederci for real this time.